This is the Grand California from VW. At Roadsurfer, we call it the Family Finca. Let's have a look now at the inside and what all is possible in this campervan. Come on in, but be careful. When you open the door, a staircase comes right out towards you. But it makes it much easier to get in the bus. Inside your Family Finca, you have a kitchen towards the back, a bedroom right here, a sunlit bathroom, another bed up top, and finally, your dining room. Of course, there is a table in your campervan, and I will show it to you now. For safety purposes, you'll find it back here. You should always strap the table in here during the trip, and then simply bring it out and hook it into the dining room when you want to use it. Here, along the back of the wall, you can see a rail. You can hook the table into it there. Hold it vertically and slide it into the rail. Before you can use the table, be sure to open the table leg. To sit with several people at the table, you can turn the two front seats around. Let me show you how that works. First, bring the seat a little bit forward by releasing this lever and move the seat forward. Next, put the backrest in a vertical position using the wheel here. Turn the seat by moving this lever here to the side and swivel the seat around. You have lots more space up here. Here are two more storage compartments. Down here, you have two storage compartments. You also have a 230-volt socket down here. This outlet will only work if you have the bus plugged into the outside power supply. You have two additional USB ports here and two more up here. These will work even if you are not connected to the outside power supply. You also have two lamps here that work via touch and are even connected to dimmers. Just hold the switch down. Here is your big window. To open it, move the levers to the side and engage it at different levels, so to speak. And to close it, just pull it hard again and close the black hooks. You also have a fly screen and blackout blinds. In case you need the first aid kit or the warning triangle, you'll find it here in the front above the passenger seat. This is your safety trio. You have huge fly screens here that you can just push to the side. This is very practical. Please make sure when it's dark in the evening, you don't run into them. You can't see them very well, and it sometimes happens that people run into them or walk through them. Please be a bit careful. To push the big one to the side, it's easiest to open and close it here. This is your kitchen. Here you have two gas knobs. I'll explain exactly how they work in a moment. A sink with running water, and here on the side you have the refrigerator. When you open it here, up top, you'll see the freezer compartment. That's mega handy. And to turn on the refrigerator, you hold down this button here. Then the refrigerator will turn on, and with this frost symbol, you can set the different cold levels. This is at level 3, and that is always good. Here you can see another moon and another frost symbol. If you want the refrigerator to be a bit quieter at night, you can switch it to the moon setting. And if you want the refrigerator to cool down especially fast, then turn on the frost symbol. For example, if you have just bought groceries. When it's time to turn off the refrigerator, press this button here again and the refrigerator goes off. Up here, you have practical storage options and shelf space. If you click once here, you can even serve breakfast in bed. Out here, you have another storage possibility. If you open this up, I can store here my beer or something else. Very handy. Here you have another 230-volt socket. This only works if you are connected to the outside power. 2 more USB ports. These work even when you are not connected. Then you see 3 light switches here. This is the light switch for the exterior lights. If you hold that down, you can even dim the lights. Down here is a helpful switch. When you leave the bus, you click on it once, and then all the lights in the camper van go out. Up here, you have a kitchen light. It also turns on via touch and can be dimmed if you hold your finger down. Of course, it's super nice to have when you're cooking here. Furthermore, here are 3 more drawers. This one here is your cutlery drawer, and here are 2 more drawers to store provisions, food, and so on. In order to be able to cook, you need gas. To turn on your gas, use this lever here with the cooking pot on it and flip it upwards. Now the gas line to the stove is open, and then you can operate the stove. Before you turn it on, please remember to open the window or the door for ventilation. You can open the window by pushing these black levers to the side and pushing the window outwards. Of course, this is also mega practical here when cooking, so the steam can immediately escape. Once the window or a door is open, turn on the stove by pressing this little button here and then turning this knob to the side. If you want to turn the stove off again, turn these wheels back to the off point. For safety reasons, don't forget to turn the gas tap back off here. You not only have your big bed back here, but also a roof bed up top and a skylight. To open the window, pull this crank out here and then crank the skylight open to the left. Additionally, you've got a fly screen and of course blackout covers for sleeping. To fold the bed out, click on this button and you can then pull the bed forward. You can see it pulls out automatically and you can pull the mattress onto it to crawl up. If you have a ladder, just unfold the ladder, then you can hang it up here and climb up. You can see here an extension of the mattress. To fold it down, click this button here, this button in this hole. Make sure that the head here really snaps into the hole, otherwise it can happen that the extension slips down, and if you sat on it you could fall. By the way, the mattress is very comfortable, and you even have a slatted frame. I will briefly show you the bed protection and how to attach it. Not only have you increased your mattress size, but also have additional safety protection so no one can tumble out. Here you have another switch for all lights in the upper part of the bus. You can also dim them by holding down the switch. You also have 2 230-volt sockets here, but they only work when the bus is connected to the outside power. And this is your bedroom. Here you also have 2 USB ports. There you can charge a cell phone, for example. They work even if the bus is not connected to the power. In addition, you have a lot of storage compartments that open downwards and partly upwards. Here you have a closet where you can accommodate a lot of stuff. A very practical clothing rail. In addition, you have 2 small windows back here, which you can open by pushing these black switches to the side. Then you can slide the window outwards. You also have blackout options on both sides and a fly screen. Check out this large skylight on top. This is super nice if you want to look at the starry sky. Now, in our studio, it doesn't look as nice. You can open the window by turning this knob here. Turn out, turn in, and close again. In addition, you also have a blackout option and a fly screen. There are two reading lights back here, two LED lights that work via touch. By clicking on them, they will turn on, and you can of course dim them by holding your finger there. Your bed is not only nice and big, but also super comfortable because it has a plate slatted frame under the mattress. What I personally find super handy is that you can lock and unlock the bus from the bed. Often you have to go looking for the keys or crawl back up to the front. Instead, in the evening, once you're lying in bed, you can simply lock or unlock the bus. Here is your bathroom. The light turns on automatically when you come in thanks to a motion sensor. You can also see that there is a hook on the mirror. If you put it to the side, you can fold the mirror down and will find more storage compartments here. This here is your sink. You can simply fold it down if you want to have more space in the bathroom, and of course fold it up again. You can also use the faucet as a shower head and hang it up here. To do this, pull it out and hang it on top. And if you want to use it as a faucet again, just put it back. If you want to have hot water for the shower, then you need to open the gas supply here. If you turn this grey wheel here on the left once, the gas line is open, and then select the temperature here on the onboard computer. You'll see the thermometer at the top right and heating here on the left. Click on it, and then here is the lower symbol of the thermometer with the water underneath. This is for hot water. You switch it on here at the top. If it's blue, then it's switched on, and then you can select warm water or hot water here. Please remember to turn it off again after the hot shower so that you don't use gas unnecessarily, and for safety reasons, of course, turn off the gas supply. You also have a window up here that you can open. You can also darken it, and you have a fly screen. It's super practical that there's a window up there that you can open because of your toilet here. I'll show you how it works now. You can rotate it depending on how it's most comfortable for you to shower, but when you turn it to the side, you'll have more space. To go to the toilet, first open the lid. Then you'll see a black flap in here. To open it, move this grey lever here to the side. Then the flap goes down to the toilet cassette and you hear a soft hissing noise. This is the suction vent. You know it from airplanes or trains. It ensures that not only your business, but also the odours are sucked down. After you've done your business, you press this blue button. This is the flush. Just hold it down for a moment, and then you can close the flap again by using the grey lever. Then you'll recognise an indicator light back here. It's green right now. This means that the toilet cassette is still empty, or at least not full. When it is full, the indicator turns red. Then you know you have to empty the toilet cassette. How exactly you empty the toilet cassette, I'll show you later. To keep your bus nice and warm in winter, you have a parking heater that runs on gas. To switch it on, you first have to open the gas supply. You do that here via this grey lever on the left. Turn it once so that it points upwards. Now the gas is open, and then you go here to the onboard computer. You turn it on down here on the right, click on it once, and then you'll see the thermometer symbol up here. Click on it, and then you can select the heating. That's the thermometer symbol, that's the heating, the auxiliary heating. You click on it to switch it on. and then you can select the temperature that you want to have in your bus via minus and plus. I'll just say 22 degrees. Now the heater is running, and make sure that you have these ventilation shafts free down here and that there is no luggage in front of it, so that the warm air can also flow nicely into your bus. If the parking heater does not work, it is probably because this window is open. Underneath this window is the outlet from the parking heater, and so that the gas does not flow into the bus, it is important that the window is closed. This sensor here detects when it's open, and then the heater will not work. So if the window is open, simply close it, and then the parking heater will work. Remember that if you no longer need the auxiliary heating, to turn it off so that you do not consume gas unnecessarily, and for safety reasons, turn this grey lever again. This is the onboard computer, and I'll show you now what function it has. But first, turn it on. You can see the lights here at the top left. If you don't want to operate the light switches, you can also switch the vehicle's lights on and off inside and outside of the campervan. Here you have the camping mode. If you click on it once and it lights up blue, then the camping mode is switched on, and this means that when you are not at the campsite, for example, the exterior lights will come on when you open and close the doors, so that you do not disturb the neighbours, so to speak. Up here on the right, you have the thermometer and the temperature. There you can turn on and off the parking heater and hot water tank. How this works exactly I will explain later. Here at the bottom left, you see your water tanks. This is the freshwater tank. This is the wastewater tank, and there you can see how full or empty the tanks are. For us, the freshwater tank is at 0% right now, so it's completely empty. The sewage tank has very little in it. When you switch on the tank control, you will hear a click. This signals you acoustically again that the water tank is empty. That's helpful for when you are traveling and have switched on the tank control. You will hear a click at some point, and then you will know that the fresh water tank is nearing its end. We could fill it up again. If you click on the battery here, you will see how full or empty your battery is. You can charge it by connecting the power cable to the external power supply or through driving. And here are a few more settings. For example, here on the bottom left is the step. We have it on automatic right now, so blue means automatic function is on. That means that when you open the door, the step will come out automatically. When you close it, the step moves back in automatically. Exactly. And here you can of course deselect the function. Those were some of the most important settings. If you're wondering why your battery is only charged to 85% when you are connected to the main power supply at the campsite, it's because you haven't activated this button here while you are driving. I'll show you. When you have the car on, you press this button, and when it lights up orange, the battery is charging to 100% full, and that can only happen while you are driving. Another very important piece of information about the handbrake. When you pull it, it will fall down automatically. This is supposed to happen so that you can rotate your seat around. Please make sure to release the handbrake before driving on. It works like this. Click this button here, hold that down, pull the handbrake up past the resistance, and let it back down with the button pressed. And then it is set. I will now show you the external compartments of your bus. Here in the back you have your power connection. There you can connect, for example, at the campsite with the external power. You will need the power cable provided by roadsurfer. Click here to connect and disconnect the power cable. Behind this flap is the toilet cassette. To take it out, release this button here, then you can open the flap. You can only do that when the bus is unlocked. Take out this tube, release this blue lever, and then you can pull out the cassette. To empty it, you push this tube forward. Turn the head up, then you can empty the cassette like this. There's a vent button up here. If you hold it down, it goes faster. There are special places at campsites to empty the cassette. You can use them easily, so do not just dump your waste somewhere in the wild. After emptying, you can rinse the tank out thoroughly with water and then close the lid again. Push the tube to the side, and then you can simply slide the cassette back in. That's where you put this tube back in. Close the lid and you're done. This is the exhaust from the parking heater. And here in front you have your diesel tank. Open the door and open this flap. This is the diesel tank, and right underneath you have the AdBlue tank. AdBlue has to be refilled about every 5,000 kilometers. You can get it at any petrol station, and it's displayed here in front. If you have to refill it, please refill it when it's time, otherwise you can't drive on. Here on this side, you will find your fresh water tank. There is water written clearly on it, so please don't fill diesel here. The diesel tank is on the other side. Only fresh water can go in here. To open the tank, you will need the key. Then you turn the lid and can fill the tank, either with a garden hose or with the water can. A total of 110 litres fit inside, and when you have filled the tank, close it again. Please make sure that you also close the flap, because the sliding door opens towards the back, and if the hatch is in the way, it will unfortunately break off. At the end of your journey, you should empty the fresh water tank, and you do that back here. To do this, fold down the section of mattress. Take out this board here, and then you see the water tank here. To empty it, turn this wheel to the left completely, and then the water tank will open and run its contents out. If you want to keep 20 litres in the tank, for example for the onward journey, and to relieve some weight, you can drain the water tank down to 20 litres. And for this, you simply make a 90-degree turn, then exactly 20 litres will remain in the tank. At the end of your trip, you should empty the wastewater tank. It's down here. To empty it, push this lever down and the tank will open. The sewage will run out, and to close the tank again, put the lever to the side again. Please don't let the wastewater run out in the wild, but at the campsite at the designated places. Now I'll show you the boot. Please make sure that when you open the door, you do not hit your head against the bike rack. Also, when closing the door, make sure not to hit the bike carrier against the back of your head. So now you see here your large boot area. You have a lot of storage space here, and you can load it up completely. In addition, there are several compartments. One is this flap here in the front, where a sensor is installed, and it automatically detects when gas is flowing out and will activate to prevent that. Here is your gas bottle, which is normally always turned on, which means you don't have to get to it at all. In comparison to other models, where you must always open and close the gas bottle manually, you won't have to do that because this model has a crash sensor built in. It would automatically activate and prevent gas from escaping into the bus. Up here, you can see this button. The indicator is glowing green right now. This means that the gas cylinder is full. When it is empty, this indicator turns red. Then you can either replace this gas cylinder or connect a second gas cylinder on this side here. And so that you can use it, you turn this knob here to this side, so that this grey indicator here points in this direction. If you have it set that way, it means that this gas bottle here is being used. You can even enlarge your trunk by taking out these two boards back here. Then you can load it completely and take, for example, a surfboard or a snowboard or umbrella. Here in the back, you have another compartment for storage space. And here in the front is already some equipment from roadsurfer that you can take with you. For example, here you have a power cable to connect to an external power supply, a water canister, a hand brush, and chocks in case you are parked unlevel. You also have an outdoor shower back here, and you can hook that up here as well. Behind this flap, once you open it, you will see the connection. Snap the shower head in, turn on the pump so that the shower can run, and here you can choose whether you want hot or cold water. To release the shower again, release the head back here with 2 fingers, and then you can remove the hose. Here you also have a 230-volt socket, which only works when connected to the outside power, and here another 12-volt socket. This works even if you are not connected to the outside power. You can also see 2 camping chairs and the camping table. And here above is your pole to crank out the awning. And how that works exactly, I'll show you now. That's your awning up there, and to crank it out you need this rod. You can extend the rod by turning this black wheel, so you can easily reach up there. Hook it into the device and start cranking. Crank the awning out until you can reach the legs and set them up. Then you will continue cranking later. Now I can reach the legs to unfold them. To do this, you click the metal hinges to the side, and then you can take the leg out here. You can push the lower part of the leg down by standing on it with your shoe like this. Meanwhile, push the upper part up, and finally, flip this switch to lock it in place. It is sometimes a little hard, but you won't break anything. Of course, you do the same for the other side. So first release the metal hinge to the side, take out the leg, extend the lower part downward, push the upper part up, and then hook it here with the clip. The best thing to do now is to move the legs forward a bit so that you can continue cranking. And now only the table and the chairs are missing. The table is very easy to build. Here you can simply fold the legs outwards, and that's it. When folding the table, you just press these little buttons, and then you can fold the legs back in.